Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Cask 529. I'm Brian.
And I'm Shona.
Tonight, we're going to take a look at things that are being released that we know of in the month of May. So if you're looking for something and you're wondering if it's coming soon, stick around and in just a minute we'll let you know. Welcome back, everyone. What have you got in your glass tonight, Shona?
Oh, I have something that I honestly forgot we picked up.
I saw that you broke the seal on it.
I did. So I really enjoy the Bourbon Tucker, the 6-year, a small batch. And I don't know if it was last month or the month before, we had went up the Columbus area to some distilleries and I found the Bourbon Tucker Double Char. I put it back on the shelf and I forgot I had it. So that is what's in my glass tonight.
She didn't really put it back on the shelf. She bought it and brought it home.
No, yeah, it got pushed back on the shelf.
It got shuffled to the rear.
And I forgot it was back there. So I'm excited when I was looking to see what I was pouring tonight.
So that's kind of like you just bought a new bottle today.
Yeah, kind of.
Brought it home and you're like,
yeah, kind of excited about it.
I wonder what that's going to be all about.
Yeah, so I haven't had a sip of it yet, but
and that's something we haven't had at all.
It's not. So what did you end up pouring?
I just ended up with a little Bullet 10-year tonight.
That's a good pour.
Yeah, I was over at Andy's helping him do a little framing today, and when Miller time hits, he calls it Miller time. That's really not Miller time. It's Bourbon time. So that's, of course, he got Bullet Orange label out. He said, pick a bourbon. So I did. I went shopping behind his bar. That's what I got.
Yeah, it's always fun to go shopping behind the bar over there.
It is.
This first sip, I'll let you know more towards the end, but sweeter on the palate than what the regular Bourbon Tucker small batch is. A little bit of a cherry note there, so I'm going to start my list, but come back to that. But first sip was a win.
Good.
Okay, so in May, these are the ones that we've been able to find out there on various websites that are being released. There might be more items being released. Some of them may be pushed back a month, whatever, but these are the items that we know of right now.
And let me add to that. In April, we did this.
We did.
And when we did our list at the beginning of the month, it was about what we've got for the month of May. About a week ago, I was thinking about doing this show for May, and I looked at April's list online, and it was like that long.
It was.
Like,
it was.
Where was all that stuff when we did what's being released? So it's crazy.
Yeah.
And one thing that Shona actually found tonight, guys, last month I had talked about Blood Oath being released for the month of April, which I was excited about, and I never was able to locate it. Well, Shona actually found it. You won't hear it tonight, but Shona actually found it on the list of May releases, so it got bumped apparently.
Yeah, so hopefully there's still a chance Brian can find that, because that is on his top hunt list this year.
It is.
So hopefully he finds that one. All right, so Heaven Hills. We're going to actually have a couple of their regular releases. They are going to be releasing the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof B524 along with the Larceny Barrel Proof B524. So talk about that for a second. Last year we got, I believe, both B batches, I'm pretty sure.
We had 2 batches last year. The first batch we got was actually batch B523.
Yep.
Which was phenomenal in my eyes. And then the second batch we got was actually C923, which was also the same batch as the Elijah Craig that was released, okay? There was a C923 by Elijah Craig released.
Right, but didn't we get the B Elijah Craig too?
Elijah Craig, I'm not sure.
Because we did get a batch proof of it. I can't remember which batch it was though.
I apologize, guys. I'm not. Unless we have it stuck somewhere else, no.
Oh, I thought for sure we had a batch proof. Okay, I lied.
I think what
maybe
it
we
was,
tasted
I think
it.
we opted not to get it because we just haven't been big fans of the product.
Right. I think if we don't have it, we must have tasted it down at Mike and Terry's.
Yeah, that's probably what happened. However,
anyways.
I will tell you that of these two, I know this isn't part of the show, batch B523 was far more enjoyable to me than C923.
Right. But I heard a lot of people say that they felt C was better than B. So I think it just depending on your palate.
Now, a lot of those people that I heard say that are I was going to say Elijah Craig fans. So I think that it has something to do with it. Maybe it's not going to go to waste. I don't hate it. I just like the B batch better than the C batch.
So are you saying that you'll probably hunt the Larceny over the Elijah Craig if it comes out like here?
Yeah, I think to me I don't know why, but the Larceny has got. I don't know. The Larceny is just more enjoyable to me than the Elijah Craig. And we probably ought, honestly, to do a show on these Elijah Craigs and revisit them. You know, maybe they've opened up. Maybe we're not. We've had worse things. It's just not something that's real. It's not a favorite of mine. Mm-hmm. So on my list, on top is from Jim Beam. And before we get too excited saying, oh, Jim Beam's, I hear a lot of things about Jim Beam. But the first one is Booker's, which I know a lot of diehard bourbon drinkers are fans of. And we actually recently got our first Booker's that we enjoyed. Booker's batch 2024-02, the Beam House batch. That's due to be released in the month of May. We saw 2024-01
Yep.
the end of March when we were on vacation down in North Carolina. We passed on it because we had an opportunity to get a 2023 batch. So the other one, I'm sorry, not the other one. That is stated to be 127.8 proof when it does drop. So that's going to be a really nice proof point, I think, on a good bottle bourbon.
Oh yeah, yeah. All right, so the next one on my list is from Holladay Bourbon in Missouri. Now, I will tell you that we just had our first Holladay Bourbon last week. It was really good, and I know that we clarified what batch that was, but I still forget now, so sorry about that, but really enjoyed it.
Was it a Rickhouse?
Yes.
Holladay Rickhouse.
I believe so, yes. So they're going to be releasing in May the Doc Holladay 10-year straight bourbon, stated to be around 96 proof. So I've honestly not seen any of those in our area. I'm not saying that we don't get them, but I've not seen them to ever get one.
I have seen some Holladay. I don't know the difference. I haven't studied them enough, and there seems to be a big difference in how the labels look. So
Okay.
I don't even know that. I mean, I'm sure they're all the same people. I don't know what the differences are in those labels because they seem to be really different.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Anyways, if I run into that one, I may go ahead and get that one just
see
because
what
of the
it's all
Rick House
about.
we had. It was good. So
Okay.
yeah.
Well, my next one comes from Orphan Barrel in Tennessee. They will be releasing the Indigo's Hour. It is an 18-year straight bourbon, and it's stated to be 90 proof. Not sure how I feel about an 18-year bourbon coming in at 90 proof.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, it's kind of like, is it a 90 proof bourbon or is it an 18-year bourbon? I don't picture those two being together.
Right. You think it's going to be too proof down
I think so, yeah.
for an 18-year bourbon?
And that's, that may totally be unfair.
Yeah.
I don't know. Honestly, I've not heard of Orphan Barrel.
I have heard of it.
Okay.
I don't think if it is released here, we see very, very little of it.
Mm-hmm.
From my understanding, they're very highly sought after.
Okay.
And so
Maybe it's a good product. And again, We don't have any knowledge
We
to
do
say
not.
it is or isn't.
No, so if you've had some Orphan barrel products,
Yeah, let
leave
us
us a
know what you
comment.
think.
Yeah, tell us if it's worth hunting.
Yeah, is it worth going after an 18-year-old 90 proof bourbon?
Hey, you discovered last week that the lower proofs do have some good flavors.
There are. Actually, we had some stuff last week that was even lower than that.
Yep. And
That was
they
good.
had good flavors,
Yep.
so yeah. Next on my list is a collaboration between St. Augustine Distillery in Florida with musician J.J. Gray. They will be releasing together Rolling Rooster Bourbon. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I have not heard or seen anything from St. Augustine Distillery, nor do I know who musician J.J. Gray is. Sorry. So, probably not one I'm going to hunt. However, letting you know it's out there if you know who that is and you want to get that bottle. It should be coming out in May.
Next for me is a distillery that is actually releasing 2 different bottles for the month of May. It's Templeton Distillery in Iowa. They will be releasing a Templeton Midnight Rye, which is a 90 proof blended with port wine. So that's kind of a unique rye with port wine.
I bet it's good.
Yeah, it's probably going to be good. And I like port finish. I've never had port with rye. In fact, I don't know if I've ever had a finished rye.
Oh, you have. High West.
High West.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So that's going to be unique, I think.
Yeah.
Rye and port. That should be a good mix. 90 proof. You know, usually you think a rye is going to be a little bit more than that, but
But sometimes the spices on it make
Yep.
it taste pruthier. So.
yeah, it could still be. It could still knock your socks off.
Yeah.
The other one is a Templeton. It's called Fortitude Straight Bourbon, and it comes in at 92 proof. Templeton, I know that we have heard of. Again, we've not had any Templeton.
We've not.
And guys, this is the list available as of right now. What's going to be coming? I really think we're going to end up seeing something like we saw in April, where there will be a lot more released. Because if you look at these lists, you've got a Booker's being dropped
Yep.
that people know of. You've got a couple Heaven Hill drops, Holladay, and other than that, stuff that's, I don't want to say off the wall, but it's just kind of coming in under the radar. So I'm sure there's going to be some stuff out there by some bigger names that everybody's familiar with. We just have to wait and see what's coming. I mean, we've got things on our punch list that we're still looking for this year.
We sure do. Excited to find them.
I'm not sure, other than maybe a couple bottles that we've gotten.
I know I got the Woodford batch proof that I was
Got the
looking
Woodford.
for.
I got last year's Yellowstone, which was enough to tell me I didn't want
want
to
this year's.
pursue this year's Yellowstone.
And the Old Forester 1924 was on my list. So I got 2 of mine that was on my list.
Okay.
I don't believe any of mine, I think it might be June or July. I think I have a couple months before.
You weren't expecting anything in May.
I don't believe I was. But we will be making a trip in May, later this month, to Florida and Kentucky and stuff at the very end of May. So hopefully we can pick up some good finds while we're there too.
Yeah, and we'll do, not so much on the way down, I don't think, but on the way back, I think we're planning on hitting Bourbon Country,
Yep.
hitting the Bourbon Trail for a day or so.
Yep.
We're stopping at New Riff.
We are. We're going to be blending our own bottles.
Going to do a
at New Riff.
blend
Yeah.
at New Riff.
We're also, it is May. May is an exciting month. We have a lot going on in May, honestly. However, we have our bourbon blending class at High Bank.
High Bank up in
On the
Columbus,
19th.
Columbus, Ohio.
And then on the 29th, we will be blending our own down at New Riff.
Now the high bank is one that we've been planning for a few months.
Yes.
New Riff is one Shona just kind of stumbled on, looking for something to fill our travel time coming home from vacation. So I'm looking forward to both of them, really.
Yeah.
We know we like high bank.
We know we like New Riff.
And we know we like New Riff.
So we're good.
In fact, the one time we went to New Riff, it's about a 3-hour drive for us, roughly 2.5. And we went down kind of bourbon hunting.
Yep.
And went to the restaurant, I'll call it. I don't think it's really called a restaurant because it's kind of lighter dishes they have. But anyway, Shona did a flight. I had a couple sips off that flight just because I didn't want to have too much and have to drive 3 hours back home. So, I seem to get tired in my old age if I have a little sip of something too much.
Hey, that Bibb and Tucker Double Char is a winner in my book. It's very smooth. That double barreling of that, it just softens it. I think you would like this one. You have to taste it after the show, but it brings down. It's not as oaky as some of the double oaks and stuff like that. So I think you would like this one.
Yeah, because I don't mind the double oak when it's
Sweeter.
not over the top.
Right.
What was the one? We had one that was...
You didn't like the convention.
No, I think I liked that one.
No, you didn't. No, you hated it.
That's right. The first night we had it, the second night it opened up a little bit.
Yep.
And I was okay with it. It was the double oaked from Woodford that I wasn't a fan of.
Oh, okay. I thought you liked that one.
I really wasn't a fan. I liked their double oaked from Woodford, but the double oaked that I know you liked.
I did.
It was too oaky for me. It was just too much. Okay, guys, we aren't going to continue to bore you with
Our debates on double
this
oaks.
nonsense on double oak.
Double oaks.
Double oak. Anywho, no live this week.
Nope.
We should be back with another live next week,
Yes.
we're hoping. Probably more from the Penelope line.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, we don't know for sure, but we think that's what it's going to be. And we'll be back in a couple days with another show.
We will. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks. Be safe, everyone.